Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. I am your host, Ace Barrett King, and we are starting a new adventure with a new character. So what I like to do when I'm designing my characters is that I like them to have like a core concept. So like my main is the black cat, and my primary alt is the guy from the trailers as a cat girl. But for this one, it's actually not going to be a Makoti, surprisingly enough. But it's actually going to be a bunny, because his concept is this. The little doodle I like to draw everywhere. Just this. Looks like crap because I just did it with my left hand on paint, but yeah. So we're gonna make him a Viera. And I do actually have this saved. But I'm gonna go through and make it anyways, just so you guys can watch the process. So I want it to be white, which is the palest. I'm not noticing much of a difference between these two. I guess we'll go with this one. Hairstyle, we're gonna go with this hairstyle. He needs white hair, no highlights. Let's look at this jaw. What should we do for a jaw? We'll go with this one. First jaw. I tend to like to do type 3 eyes. I think they look cool. Small or large? Yeah. Should we do large? Yeah, let's do large. Large, and then maybe black eyes, because you can see. Black. Okay, so basically he's gotta be like black and white. Let's see which is good. It's like this one kind of angled down. Which nose? I don't really like most of the Viera noses. Like I know they're supposed to look like rabbit noses, but I don't know, kind of weird. Fine, we'll go with that one. Mouth, we'll stick with 3. You know, well, maybe I'll give him black lips. Because he does have a... Well, I mean, that's as dark as I can. But, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That's kind of cool. It doesn't look too bad, right? I like this ear shape. I'll make him a little bit longer. We'll just go to 75. That's fine. Do I want eyelashes? No. I like the scar, so we'll put that scar. We're gonna keep these tattoos, but not use that one, and make them black, because I really want to emphasize the eyes, because I think that it looks cool. Yeah. Wait, no face paint is necessary. And the voice. What voice? I think. Yeah, that's the one I like. Okay. Because my Makoti's voice is number 7, so. Alright, there he is. It's our bunny boy. The only, I mean, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sure, save it. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay. Birthday is gonna be my birthday. No. It's September 13th. Okay, and this is gonna be a very Limsa focused character, so we're gonna make Lim Lane our... Okay, so I have 3 other characters, so this is going to be character number 4, and 2 of my other characters started as a Marauder, because I like tanking. I think it's fun, but I think for this one, we're going to mix it up just a little bit and have him start as an Arcanist. So we'll still be in Limsa, but we'll, you know, just a slight difference. It's not a huge one, because I am going to pick up Marauder later. I mean, that's just gonna happen, but we'll start as an Arcanist. And then, alright, no, we'll do a different one. Do the same one as so, and we're gonna call him Shanks Yoda. No, let me spell it right, thank you. Yes. And oh, I'm surprised. We're going, oh, see. Yes. I'll be back once we start getting in. Don't start. The suspense is palpable. Come on, game, you can do it. I believe in you. I know this is peak hours because it's the middle of the afternoon. But you can do it. Come on, just load the cutscene. You are strong and brave. Ha-ha!
Here, feel.
And then everybody died. The end. What's going on, Tammy? Boy, you alright, lad? You're sleeping. Hey, guy. You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling of the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the ether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others see, and we ain't too far from Vilburn now, which is chock full of etherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Whee! Arg, might as well have been blooming seasickness. Ship's leaping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Lominsa is still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Sorry, I'm not good with... I have a speech impediment. Seeing as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? And them young'uns don't care much for conversation, see? I think they're sleeping. Anyway, Brennan's the name and peddling's my trade. Okay. We're on a boat. Stretchy. Smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lad, judging by your unusual garments and the fact that there are no other Viera on this ship, I'd say you were one of the new adventurers. Am I warm? I guess. I knew it, going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Okay, so this is like the only question in this whole game that actually like affects something. Because at the end of this cutscene, he's going to give you a ring, and depending on how you answer, it'll depend on which ring he gives you. So if you say to gain power, the ring he gives you will give you +1 to crit. If you say glory, it'll be +1 to vitality. If you say fortune, it'll be +1 to CP, which is something that crafters use. And if you don't say anything, or if you skip the whole cutscene entirely, it'll be +1 to determination. If you're planning on doing any crafting at all, I would recommend doing this one, just because it's going to be useful longer than any of the others, because 1 point isn't really much to write home about. But I'm not doing any crafting on this character. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's see, I want crit. Nah, crit's not really super helpful for. I'll do determination. Nah, it's a secret. Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as old Brennan's a chatterbox, but he sure as hell ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or 3, don't we? Me, dozens. And I'd rather they stayed secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Excuse me. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Uh-oh, it's Bad Bell. Hey, watch out, dude. Wah! Ship's off the starboard bow! Pirate colors! Pirates? Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. Okay. If you insist. Let's go. Whee. What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Lominsa colors. Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. Hey, gay. You can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. Cool. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept his head on his shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. Them pirates gave up the chase. We must be close. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? Okay. Cammy. Yeah. By the by, is this your first trip to Lominsa? No. Well, if you say yes, you'll get happy, but it is not. Nope, I've been here lots of times. That not, but I'll wager there have been some changes since your last visit. Allow a journeyed itinerant to apprise you of the current state of affairs. Ahem. Lominsa prides itself on being a Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Heh, she sounds awesome. Of course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with. Like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the folks call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. I did know. Like I said, I've been here a lot of times before. At long last, land ho! Behold, Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlane, goddess of navigation. That's my goddess. I picked her. loading, 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 loading.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roaring waves of the Lominsa Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Lominsa.
It's so pretty, look at it! I love Lominsa.
To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer.
I love Limsa. I know I just said that, but I gotta say it again because I do.
Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Limsa. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
Who knows? Here I am. And here's where we part ways, son. You ain't my dad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's onto the high road for me. Okay. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me ours earlier. Hey, thanks. That's the ring that I was telling you about. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. Okay. Bye.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul
Belly button.
on life's voyage, till sea swallows all.
Oh, it's Limsa. It's so pretty. I love it. And I'm happy. Hey, you there. Huh? It's a cop. I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. I'm not scum. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lad. I haven't got all day. Yeah, sure. I'll get right on that. But first I'm going to fiddle with my, welcome to Lominsa, bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rotano Sea. Please select the control system. Yeah. I'll fiddle with, I'm gonna be right back. I need to fiddle with my hotbar and settings and stuff. Just sit tight. And, okay, I'm done. Alright. What's up, dude? Sorry about that. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Lominsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Okay, fine. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you're likely to get your throat sick and slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Lunch and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. Okay. That away. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Griffar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we could call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you to the pub. Alright, once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Betteron. He's the proprietor of the wench. He might curse like an ale-sopping sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's go. Hey, there's people here to talk to. Hello, person. The Crow's Lift will carry you up and down the tower as fast as the crow flies. You need only speak with Greffard to tell him where you wish to go. Okay. Welcome to the heart of Lominsa, the mizzen mast. It houses the airship landing, the Adventurers Guild, and, at the very top, the command room of the Admiral, from where she keeps a watchful eye over the Lominsan air, land, and sea. Cool. Hello, you. What business have you with the Admiral's lift? Tea and crumpets on the bridge, is it? In possession of a permission paper signed by the relevant authorities, are you? The Admiral's official quarters are no place for sightseeing. If you seek the drowning wench, try the Crow's Lift over yonder. Okay. Hi, guy. Beyond the great Zephyr Gate of Lominsa lie the Midlands of Lenosia. The gentle wind that passes through the gate is said to be the sweet breath of the gods, carrying life and fortune. Okay. Hello, ma'am. This is the bulwark hull, the lowest level of the mizzen mast. In case you aren't familiar with the nautical term, a bulwark is the plating that prevents waves from swamping a ship's decks. Replace waves with hordes of howling beastmen, and you get an idea of the purpose for which this chamber exists. Cool. Alright. Welcome to Lominsa. If you have a mind to visit the drowning wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Okay, thank you. And now we get to sit in another interminable loading screen. Hooray for lag! Oh. We're here! It's so soon. Alright, let's talk to people. Hi! If it is rumors or like-minded fellows you seek, then you have made the right choice in coming to this tavern. It is a lodestone for all manner of travelers and explorers. Cool. Hi, guy. Most seafarers a bloke meets are rougher in a barnacled hull, but these Lominsan scrags are something else. Suppose I should expect not less from a city what was founded by pirates. Cool. You know, it's kind of funny that they make a big deal of how everybody here is, you gotta keep an eye out for them. They'll slit your throat. And yet, compared to the people in the other two starting cities, everybody is just nothing but absolutely lovely and helpful all the time. Hi! Newly come to Lominsa, adventurer, then I suggest you speak with Betteron, the owner of the drowning wench. Think of him as a guide to our fair city. Okay. Hello! The drowning wench will always be a favorite among pirates. She's cheap, she's loaded with grog, and she never says no. It's been a favorite haunt of adventurers for nigh on 20 years, ever since a retired freelance and his comrades established the Adventurers Guild here. Cool. Hello. As one of the smiths, I provide guidance for those just starting out on the path of the adventurer. For the present, I suggest you learn your way around the city, an endeavor with which Betteron shall no doubt wish to aid you. You know, I'm starting to get the distinct impression that they would like me to talk to Betteron. Hello. Heading down so soon, best to sort out your affairs here before you start gallivanting about. I shall let you use the lift soon enough. You can't not let me use the lift. I'm a grown-up. I can go wherever the hell I please. Alright, what's up, man? Point. A bunny boy! Greetings to you, lad. Hi. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for a drink, are you? You've come with a mind to try your hand adventuring. I reckon, well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Betteron, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Wench. It is also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk especially for handling guild business. And why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, I see. sea. Just sea, not icy. Not that they need in these parts, on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. Took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way as makes an ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there's one thing we all remember, and that's that the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this goddamn calamity spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. 'Tis like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. And that's what got people calling these heroes the Warriors of Light. That's a dumb nickname, and I hope no one ever calls me that. If Limsa's ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to adventurers is an effort well spent. What say you, lad? Are you willing to lend us your strength? I guess. Me thanks to you, and the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered you my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis that time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. Okay. Well. Shanks Fiota, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. Cool. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last fancy, did you not? Ugh, it smells like pork in here all of a sudden. The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? No. Well, now hold on just a moment there, officer. You've got the wrong bloke. This fine, upstanding young gent is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? Ahem, you are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Ah, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times, me, and two more often than not. Now, sir, what do you say to me a tankard of me finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. I ain't got the foggiest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Malthor, but that don't mean I won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? Yeah. Bye, guys. You'll have to excuse these eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnappings, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can be an headstrong bunch of bastards, 'tis true, but given time will grow on you. Now, where was I? Excuse me. Oh, aye, welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskies. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you the ways of the city. Cool. Hooray! I've got to move that. I'll do it. The next one. Introduces body to blah blah. Yes, yes, tutorial stuff. Crap. Okay. Neat. Hooray! I learned how to summon my Eevee. I can't use it yet. Lame. Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a longer episode. Because I want to get through the first tour of the city before I stop. Just to get it over with. Okay. Yay. Right then, let me start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetherite, a device what can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your venture and bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gil around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker and you can say, "Why is my coin purse so light?" Have a word with Swaz Blade instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old Octon and he'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful ends, I suggest you meet some fellow spell slingers at the Arcanist Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Miri at the front desk is the one to get you started. Okay. Got all that, lad? See into them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it. There I go, setting you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that of you. Anyway, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale a roll of listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninny over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not let in here and see what she has to say? Aye, you're likely to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a man folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you have the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith here in the wench. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Hi. What's up? Okay. Do. Yes. Gotta talk to Ninny first. Alrighty, let's go and do that. So I'm probably not gonna continue chatting with NPCs. Mostly, there are a couple places where I will. But like, I don't want to spend 6 billion. I don't want a 6-hour video, so we'll avoid chatting with everybody all the time. Well, would you look at this, a shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lad. I've some information that might just help put you on the map here on Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Lominsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the street are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skynrail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs, take them to Aldskiff at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Alright, I'm sure you're not pulling my leg in any way. Hi. You wish to visit the Bulwark Hall below? The closed lift is ready when you are. Okay. Toda. Hooray! This looks like lavender. I think she was lying to me. I think that little Lalafell might have been full of shit. Oh right, I forgot. Just remembered. My Eevee! I can summon her now. The lag will let up long enough for it to see, because you see the thing, Limsa's people like to hang out in the Aetheryte Plaza in Limsa, so it's gonna be laggy around here for pretty much ever. Could you, like, please? I'm gonna get booted from the server. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones. Come on, come on. I'll be back when and if this ever decides to work. Okay, excellent. At least the animation stopped and my Eevee will show up eventually. Alright, here we go. So, oh god, this lag is awful. Okay. Hi. Yes, I'm Old Skiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Yeah, hold on. Let me move some stuff over. Yep. There she is, my Eevee. Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Alphic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, it's probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, son, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Thank you. Let's move this down. Thank you. Ha 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 ha. Alright. I gotta wait. See, all these players, these are the reason it's laggy over here. Because this is just where people hang out. Alright. By way of thanks for delivering me scattered lavender, I have a nugget of information that may prove useful to you. You see, I was recently approached by an unkempt seafarer, which is not, I admit, particularly unusual for a man of my profession. What was unusual was that he offered a generous sum of gil to be introduced to any adventurers I might know. In my experience, sailors are not known to carry such a wealth of coin about their person, especially with the alehouses of Limsa Lominsa so close at hand. Kidnappings have not been uncommon these past moons. I suggest you take this information and speak with Glazrael, the guard who stands at the entrance to East Hawker's Alley. Never hurts to show a spirit of cooperation to the authorities, lad. Yeah, I guess if you say so. Fuck the authorities! Hi. No, I don't want to talk to Eevee, I want to talk to you. Hello. Excuse me, sir, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa Lominsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service of which the Brugere Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman, Loanward, along with our profuse gratitude. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, like I mentioned, players really like to hang out around here. Probably because there's a market right here, so they can like check their retainers and shit while they're hanging out and chatting with their friends. That would be my best guess. And also because Limsa is just the best place to be in the whole game. Because Limsa is pretty, and I love it. Oh, another novice adventurer. Aye, Badaron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. Hi. You're tall. I am Sundamal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Okay. Etherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Etherites in their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Etherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about the Etherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Okay. Hooray! Yep. Okay. Oh, when it comes to these side quests, I don't know how many of them I'm actually gonna do like on screen. I'm probably gonna do all of them, but some I will do off screen and some I'll do on screen. I'm gonna do all these ones just because they lead you around the city and will take you to all the places with the Ethernet shards are, so it's handy. Sweet Nix is a beauteous gobby and crafty, smart tradesmaker. Sweet Nix makes busy deal with the Uplanders. Need deliver letter to Gate of Maelvon, but Sweet Nix has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to Gate of Maelvon for Sweet Nix. Uplander delivers letter to Tax Lady Patasha. Sure, why not? Thanks, Sweet Nix. Hey, ma'am. I think I've talked to you. That is disturbing news. Your initiative is appreciated, adventurer. I'll have the captain place the yellow jackets on high alert. Ah, and while I have your ear, I need you to visit FFXIV and tell her the same thing you told me. You'll find her a bit farther down in East Hawker's Alley. FFXIV has frequent dealings with adventurers, so any warning you give her should soon spread through the city. Okay. Well, look, they're dancing. Alright. Let's go this way. Hey, guy. A fine evening to you, sir. Well, welcome to the most complete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea. Every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Baderon. Whatever could it... Ah, my octant! By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells' worth of intoxicated memories. There you go. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, a good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no farther than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gill you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. Okay. A lot of verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Okay. Thank you. What's up, man? You, sir, adventurer, I work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kilkilroon, and Siny Hill. Write down all you see on this price list and hand it to Bane Singh on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. Okay, thank you. Hello, ma'am. Greetings, sir. Might I interest you in the services of a retainer? What's this? Some suspicious seafarers on the prowl for gullible adventurers? A possible suspect in recent kidnappings, you think? Well, I'll be sure to pass on that warning to my customers. What with all the merchants and travelers milling through Hawker's Alley, these kinds of unsavory activities can often go unnoticed. And in any case, I promise to keep a sharp lookout for anyone being accosted by strange-looking sailors. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hello. Well met, lad. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldic and Vimelis. Okay, cool. Oh, and that person is hopping and doing flips. Alright, first Ethernet. Tuning. Okay, great. And now we get to wait for yes. Okay, cool. This tells you can quick travel around the city with those things. Hi. Kyokyo-rune welcome customer. Kyokyo-rune loves his lovely trade. Kyokyo-rune's goods are goodly made. Congratulations, Kyokyo-rune. Hey, guy. A fine evening to you, sir. What can I interest you in? Why, you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. I believe in you. Hey, guy. You're the one that made our list for Swazblade? Let's have it then. Here you go. Nope, not that one. Here you go. Nothing wrong with the market as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Ocker's alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lad. Hey, thanks. Bye. Alright, continuing on this way. And there's a guy. Another bunny boy. And there's a bunny girl. Okay, go. Whoosh. Cool. Alright, going this way. Oh, I farted. Hi. Where's Sweetnix with those import records? Without the proper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel them from the city. No. Oh, why, these are Sweetnix's records. Glad am I to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that Goblin would have lost his fear of our officers by now. Every month he has to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa Lominsa is quite welcoming to foreign traders. Pray convey these fears to Sweetnix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. Okay. Here at Maelvan's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported to Limsa Lominsa and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sundamal, whom you will find at the Octant, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. You know, if you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask Sundamal when you meet him, and he will point you in the right direction. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. But if I'm not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formulae were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the School of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa Lominsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite, and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Mervib, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So, at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanist Guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to joining our guild. Okay. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Now let's go for it. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubbergame. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy. Though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. Okay, thank you. Over here. Hi. Yes, I am Thubbergame. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Miri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary. Even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An arcanist is measured by his ability to calmly analyze the situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Are you prepared to reason? Yeah, sure. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lenosha, you will find, among others, 3 species of pests: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and Aurelie. I ask that you employ your skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you Sorry about that. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Sorry. Need a drink and a cough drop. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I just started to die a little bit, no big deal. Okay, don't do that. Okay. Back to the Octant. There's a dude, he's also got an EV. Lag! Oh great, now I get to wait for the NPC to load in. Anyway. So how's it going? It's quite hot in here. I'd like to turn my fan on, but I can't because then there'll be a noise in the background. So this is on a different channel, but I have had done some Let's Playing in the past. The Locho one that I will get back to eventually. I think probably when I hit some manner of milestone, arbitrary milestone in this one. I'll pick that one up, probably just where I left it off, but I'll put it on this channel. Okay, here it is. Guy. Uplander delivered letter to gate of Mailvon. Uplander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax Lady Pataja has kind words for Sweetnix. Sweetnix's outflow of joy for Tax Lady Pataja. Sweetnix's happy gobby gives Uplander jingly shine. Thank you, I love jingly shine. Goodbye. Hopefully the lag won't be so bad up on the upper ducts. Hey, gay. Ledger from Mailvon's Gate, you say? Yep, here you go. Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well, if I catch a sign of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place. He has to do an emote, but lag. So, how's it going? Having a good day? Work keeping you busy? You getting off soon? Married? Got kids? Thank you! That away, gotcha. Goodbye. Alright. Some water. Ah, over here. Okay, flame. Oh wait, before I talk to you, there's an Ethernet shard right here. Look at that, see, it immediately went to, you can see it, and then I did the thing, and look at that. Oh, already the lag is so much better. Hello. Beg pardons, you good, beg your pardons, good sir, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon arriving guests, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source, wild lambs. In case you are unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Abelfar, a sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall just below the joining wedge. Okay. And there's still a little bit of lag, but it's probably just because of my programs running for the recording process. Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. Well, I dare say this may well put an end to their appetite, but this is in the best interest of the city-state. If any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Mailvon's Gate is notified without delay. Thank you. What's up? We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and so it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Nary a bell ago, a first-time patron did just that. Vasushmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair and has taken upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf? Vasushmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now. Okay. Whee. She's over here. Hello. Grr, I poured my heart and soul into that gold dodo. If I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godebert at the Coral Tower. He'll know what to do. Okay. Move this away. And then this away. And there's a bunny girl. I'm going in here. Up the stairs. Talk to this guy. What's up, man? Oh, look, a sex worker. Warden would like to make you a completely legal proposition. You want for coin adventurer? How'd you fancy working for the Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirating crews in Limsa? I would love to. If you're interested, take yourself up the easier steps in the balcony below and talk to Carvalane, or Carvane. Carvane? Carvalane. I was called Carvalane. Our captain. Do right by him and he'll do right by ye. Awesome. Hi. Can I be a pirate? Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Stage, purveyors of the finest spices from the East. All our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Oh, you do not seek spices, but employment? Well, then let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage, bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you delivered to certain individuals. The first is Grenade, whom you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is Master Limsa, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now and return here once you have accomplished the task. Okay. Sure. If you talk to this guy, he'll tell you a bit of information about the history of Limsa, Lominsa, and each of the pirating crews and stuff. But I'm not gonna. But like I said, I don't want this video to be 3 hours long, so you can do that on your own. If you're curious. Whoosh. Alright. Pardon me. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keepers of the peace in Limsa, Lominsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? Yeah, take this. A sample of spice, courtesy of the seventh sage, you say? There's no mistake. This is fire sand, and the kind used by the Garleans besides. Quite intriguing. Very well, we will consider placing an order. Oh, you thought you had brought me spice? I see you are not familiar with Carvelanisms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that is considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Lominsan interests in Eastern lands. So he's a privateer, got it. What's up, man? An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on the reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Indelica is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. Sure, no problem. Hey, guy. Bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist's rendition of the man? There you go. What in the seven hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like the prow of a ship than a man's face. Look, we would like nothing more than to bring the adventure to justice. 'Tis our duty, after all. However, we will need a little bit more to go on than this piece of art. It would be easiest for all involved if Sushma were to come here and answer some questions. Please relate to her and such. Okay. See ya. Bye. Lagging. I'm gonna... Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna do some verb or other. Go this way. Wee. Wee. That bunny girl's still standing there. Up we go. Loop around. In we go. Hello. So you've spoken with Godebert? Within the bells, the Yellow Jackets will have that swindling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell. Then I'll take my filleting knife and... Godebert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? Yeah, but it has to be good. Apparently it's not. Hi. A new sample from the seventh sage? Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. Here you go. Ain't smelled nothing like it afore. The note that came with it says it's a root what grows on Authard. Last I heard, Authard was under Imperial rule. How the seven elves did Carvelane manage to get hold of this? Anyway, I reckon I can cook up somewhat fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Okay, bye. Let's go on back this way. Look, a dark night. And then up these stairs, and then up these other stairs, and through the door, and then talk again to Carvelane. Hi, man. Welcome back. It would seem both the samples were rather well received, and this is in no small part due to our affable courier. 'Tis unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are many still who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. I know, who would feel that way? Yet the old days of piracy have passed, given way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. I believe you. Can I join? You got a job for me? Can I join? Hi. Lominsa is a place where man's work and wits determine his worth, where an orphan can pull himself up by his bootstraps to one day lead the Kraken's arms. If my family hadn't been murdered at sea, I'd have no doubt followed my fortune-telling father into a life of divination. Fate is a funny thing. The worst thing to ever happen to me was also the best. Like Carveline. Hey, he's a cool guy. Alrighty, let's, guess we'll head back. Downstairs. Talk to Baderon again after we finish our tour. Maybe? Question mark? No. Well, we're about to be in here. It's Shaggy. Over here. See? Look. Oh, he just went around the corner. Okay. Let's go downstairs. Back to the lag. Oh, Cam is sleeping. Hooray! Okay. Let's talk to this guy first if he wants to load in. Guy. Okay. Anyhow, alright, so anyway, I was saying that I'll probably start the load, let's play load show. Oh, there it is! Hi, guy! Bismarck wants fresh lamb, does it? Gods, I could go with a slice myself, fresh off the grill and drip in and add some own juices. Sorry, friend, I haven't had a single bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get lamb easily enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go through Cypher Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit. You'll run into the fluffy and tasty critters before long. I had lamb like once in my whole life and I didn't care for it. I mean, it was fine. At an Indian restaurant. Welcome to Lominsa. If there's aught you would like to know, feel free to... you've got something for me, say? A missing persons list? I'm not sure I follow. Here. Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names. If any of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Most folk enter the city via the Zephyr Drift, which means they must pass through Bulwark Hall. That's why I'm on constant watch here, and undercover is to keep eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become a pretty good judge of character. If there's any shady characters skulking about, you can rest assured I can pick them out. Yeah, thank you! Alright. She's gonna have a quest thingy pop over her head in half a second, so I just gotta wait. Hello? How's it going? Gotta wait for it to load up. Oh, there it is. Sounds like you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You truly are a model adventurer, a paragon amongst your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up all the street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night. But thanks to the business of missing people, I simply can't up and leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'd be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you finish, please fetch more oil from Sissy Pooh and the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here, and she has care of our stores. Okay. Bye. Lag. Boop. Man, if this is bad when I'm watching, just wait till I say, oh god, the recording's gonna look awful. I truly feel for you who have to watch through it. Okay, there we go. No. we're gonna talk to this guy eventually, but not yet. Because, like I said, this is gonna be a Limsa focus kind of thing. So we're gonna pick up a lot of jobs. All the jobs we pick up, save one, are gonna be started in Limsa. That we won't be picking up all of the jobs you can pick up in Limsa. Like this young lady right here, she's just gonna have to look around forever because we're not gonna do that one. She'll just have to figure her own shit out. And going this way. Sure. This one has something. There you go. Thank you. Honking outside my window. How rude. I'm recording stuff. Can't be making noises. Oh, kitty girl. Cat girl, cat girl. Alright. There we go. And this way. Oh, and my head just kind of blended in with the background there for a second. Oh. Thank you. Alrighty. Bam. I farted. Hey. You're doing what? What am I to do with that girl? She has the nerve to ask me for work, to probably try about her savings, only to foist it on the first adventurer that comes along. Being young and pretty does not give you a license to shirk responsibility. I shall get her oil all right, and a piece of my mind to boot. The calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry's sails, but fisher folk are starting to return to the seas once more, and it's past time I did the same. But before I can put out to sea again, I need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned Naldic and Vimelis for its crafts, but they are beastly busy these days. If you want for something to do, mayhap you can go to the Armorers Guild and consult with Forge Master Hananza in my stead. I would know how long we might expect to have to wait. Okay. I do like fishing in this game, but I'm not going to be doing it on this character. It's like the first thing I do every time I get caught up on the MSQ is go fishing. Hi! Hi, this is the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation, so unless you proper business with us, you can kindly bugger off. There you go. What's this then? A parcel for the Bouguer Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies. And a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. Them consortium coals know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have an unholy appetite, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You let Janashim know we're always here should her boss have need of us again. Okay. I'll be talking to you later. Alright, let's head back up. Excuse me. Oh, I love that hoodie. It's so cute. Alright. Headed round. Gonna go back upstairs and talk to homegirl. And then we gotta go talk to Hananza, who is another one of my favorite NPCs, just because she's super cool. She has a neat design. They see this guy's helping out her, so it's okay that we're not gonna ever help her. Okay, so waiting for yet another. Alright. Okay, so gonna bring back the Let's Play Lotro when I hit some arbitrary milestone at this one. I haven't decided which one. But yeah, but on my other account I I did start like an almost completionist of this game, but it just got way too grindy and just wasn't working as a Let's Play. So this one, I'm gonna do a lot of stuff, but probably not everything, and I'm not gonna pick up every single job, as I've already stated. I'm gonna be picking up like 5 or 6. But yeah. And the general idea is basically just to, you know, like every recording session, just switch to whichever job is lowest or closest to the MSQ or whatever. And, which will probably mostly be the DPS jobs for reasons that I will explain later. Hi! You've delivered the package as I requested. Very good. I shall pass on the sister's sentiments to my superior. I hate it when they do this. What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? Continue your stay in Limsa, Lominsa, and you'll likely find out soon enough. In fact, if you're confident in your abilities and comfortable with the unconventional, you might wish to approach them yourself. I sure will. Okay, bye. And stop walking in place now. Alright, now I gotta head back upstairs. Back to the drowning wench and to the slightly less laggy area. Ah! Monkey fell down. Cammy! Yeah. Yeah! What are you doing? You sleeping? Oh, you yawned. Alright, back in the drowning wench. Oh, that pretty hairstyle's pretty. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi. Ah, there you are, Shanks. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? I have not completed it, but yes. If you mean to base yourself on Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you've got some idea of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. Yep. You've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Why do you people keep mentioning my ears? You're making fun of me. Stick with old Batteron and you'll go far. Okay. I'm gonna pick up this next quest in a little while. Not quite yet. I do want to talk to her first. Hi! How's it going? So how's the family? You have very pretty eyes. Okay, hi. These days, poor Batteron's been so busy looking after others, he hasn't been able to look after himself. He deserves something for his efforts. Whenever he's in his cups, he starts speaking of the old days. He never fails to mention Avelier. It seems he and his mates used to eat the creatures on occasion. It's obvious he still has fond memories of that life, so I'm thinking a few Avelier umbrellas might be something he'd appreciate. Could you help me by procuring 4 of them? If you're willing to help, speak with Clindril by the Aft Castle. She knows where various wild beasts congregate. Okay. Wait, this way. This is the way I wanted to go. Over here. Yeah. Ugh, lots of people again. Okay. A bunny boy in a maid outfit. Oh, here we go again. Yes, yes. Now I can't move. Alright, great. Let's go here. Yeah, we do still have a few more quests to pick up around here, and then we'll end the episode. What's up, man? Pink hair. If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I'd advise you to turn tail and run. Captain Rosalind's in no mood to be entertaining customers this morning, and even when she is, she ain't particularly good at it. Though, maybe dealing with the customers is sort of shite what might shake her from her doldrums. But if you mean to venture inside the missing member, you'd best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you ain't afraid to go missing. Kneeling afore would be a good start. Okay. Go on in here. Hello, little man. Hello, ma'am. So what what I usually do is I search for it through here, but I'll spare you guys that. I'll just do. Oh, so he knows this place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before you can take a crack at them. It is a sorry state of affairs when your crew is reduced to preying on the leavings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. My younger self would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. Oh, woe is you, poor baby. So you did know something on me pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more than a pint of piss. It's well and good we got the animals' permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? We built our reputation on leaving right off the coast of Vilbund, not sailing a dozen mobs into the decent bleeding sea. A few Imperial dogs found in Lominsa territory get snatched, or the few Imperial dogs found in Lominsa territory get snatched by the Krakens out in open waters. I rallied me crew's spirits and I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seem resigned to letting those bastards have all the fun. I have no idea what he just did. Looked like he knocked on the air. Huh? You trying to make light of me in a dilemma? Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Wait, that's it. We're pirates, goddammit, so we should think like pirates. Bugger keeping Lominsa and waters safe. We'll raid supply ships to the Garlean outposts along the coast of Aldenard. Ha 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 ha, it's so bleeding simple. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Thank you for your unintentional inspiration, Scrag. To think I almost had you fed to the sharks. My pleasure. Bye. Howdy. I gather your meeting with the captain went well. I could hear it cackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, I thank you for doing it. And the last thing we needed was her going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs and leaving us with less meat. It ain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Rosman can. I believe in you. Alright. And then talk to her real quick. Hi. Baderon actually likes Aurelia umbrellas? Aurelia umbrellas. Gods, I never even considered trying to eat one of those foul things. Nevertheless, if it's Aurelia you speak, you ought to find plenty by the river just past the Tempest Gate to the east. Okay. Then this way. It's quite hot in here. The next episode will probably, my fan will be on, and you guys are just gonna have to deal with that. Hi. A new boat for the Fisherman's Guild. I'm afraid now isn't the best time. You see, we've recently taken on a commission for a galleon. This task alone has all our hands full. But look, I'll see what I can do. The Fisherman's Guild has long been one of our best clients, and I would be loath to disappoint Cecebu. It may yet take a while, but I shall endeavor to have her boat ready in a timely fashion. Hey, thanks. Wait, no, give me the ether. Are you in need of some trifling tasks to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Baderon is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There's no shortage of the pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. Okay. Alright, so that's where we're going to end this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one, where we will be headed outside the gates to go and kill some things. Won't that be nice? Okay, bye!